Um. Okay, so I need to do an update here on this story. 'Cause, the story that I've been told behind the scenes here, Leia, is that you have a boyfriend. But as I was playing this other storyline here, it came to my attention that perhaps you don't have a boyfriend, and um, having the boyfriend and me telling the story, the the lies or whatever was being told is that that you're going to choose the boyfriend instead of me. So that's why I particularly focused on Olivia, because you're the one supposedly who's going to leave me and not even entertain the idea of getting with me. That's what the spirits have been telling me. But when I tell my stories, I can't tell if they're lies by evil or if it's the truth from the good guy. So you know, if you're watching these videos, like you may be watching these videos on YouTube at some point in time, you're gonna see them, and then you might see your name down there with Jaden. And I don't know if you have a crush, but it would make sense that if Jaden is exiting the relationship because of Sean and the baby, uh, that perhaps the creators gave you the same storyline so that you could pick up the torch and sort of, well, I had a crush on him too, just like my cousin, and therefore I don't mind being a vocation. So that's the story I've been told, and that's where I'm most happiest, right? But as I'm learning my stories behind the scenes here, I've fallen for Olivia and the storyline that I'm creating with her behind the scenes here. But what I'm about to show you, it kind of it points to a new direction where you possibly don't have that boyfriend, and I don't know if you do or not either. So I'm torn again because I'm getting my heart broken behind the scenes here. Every time I'm trying to tell a story here, I get my heart broken from what I'm learning behind the scenes here. So I have to make this video there and put it there to let people know that the investigation that I did with Olivia, I already know how it's going to play out. So I might as well show her that so that she can see that as well, because I don't know if we have a boyfriend. For all I know, the bad guys could be putting that clue there to get me to lower my guards again, get me to lower my guard against Olivia, when Olivia is the one that I need to be with, and I have my clue that say that that's the one I'm supposed to be with, and it's frustrating and it's heartbreaking because I don't know if you've had that crush. For all I know, that crush that you had is a lie, and I could be focusing my heart on you on something that's not real. Like I don't want to toss Olivia with the bathwater out just because I'm being told that you had this crush on me. The only reason I want to focus on that is because if that's real, well then it would make sense that I don't want to destroy your dreams. I'd rather get with you to fulfill those dreams, because Olivia is a stranger. You're not a stranger. But if you never had a crush on me at all, and you have no feelings at all, and you have a boyfriend, and you don't have not even entertaining idea, that would be nice to know, because then I could focus my stories on Olivia, because that's where my heart is right now, and it's breaking my heart to know that I could potentially be breaking your heart if I choose Olivia, and it's frustrating and it's breaking my heart. Yeah. So, this is where it started, right? This ghost one here. So, I'm gonna put this. So in this particular scene here, Ghost, the actress's name is Molly. I mean, that's her name, Molly. So when Patrick Tracy walks up and says Molly, he's referring to Molly Ringwald, because that's the person that did the there's a connection to Molly Ringwald, which is this one here, Pretty in Pink. That's Molly Ringwald. But the ring, if you take that ring, right? Is it here somewhere? Way down here a bit. Yeah, okay, right there. So, ring. And then you add that to because her name sounds like Wald, like a WALLED. That's here. So the actress's name, Molly Ringwald, this one here, means that it's a representation of me having to exit the relationship with Olivia because she has concerns about getting with me or marrying me. She's put these walls up because of the drugs associated with the spiritual warfare here. Molly is associated with ecstasy, and ecstasy is another form of amphetamines. Crystal meth is an amphetamine. So Molly Ringwald means Olivia has an issue with me doing Molly or crystal meth while waging spiritual warfare here. She doesn't like, some of these videos. When she comes here, reads and watches these videos, you're not going to like them, Olivia, because of what I'm telling people that's taking place here. So you have a problem with marrying me. That's what the Ringwald is. You're putting walls up because you don't like me doing the Molly. That's what Molly Ringwald means. So when he's talking to Molly here and saying goodbye, it's a representation of me saying goodbye. Like in those other videos, I think I showed a couple of them. There's one more about Superman where I'm saying goodbye to Jaden as Superman. I don't know if there's another one. I can't remember the other one. I know I did another one. So it's the same type of thing. So in this story that I'm telling behind the scenes here, I'm showing you a potential future timeline, Olivia, where I could be forced to leave you because you don't understand, spiritual warfare. You don't like what I did, right? So that's me saying goodbye and having to go get with somebody else. So in my story, I talked about this one here. Nobody puts baby in the corner. So this is Serve Stair. She's another one of my future prospects for the mother of all creation. So I started, telling the story about her. Right? We're listening to what she has to say. In this particular thing here, the brother, I think it's the brother she chums around with, says, he talks about raising a boat. Why don't you raise a boat? So that's why I put what Jews may come on, the final scene, because this is about a mother and father who both died, end up in heaven, and they come back to earth reincarnated. And there's a little boy and a little girl sitting by the lake, and there's two boats. Her boat sinks the boy's boat, and she laughs about it. Then they share a sandwich, and he says, "When I was young, I met a beautiful girl beside the lake." Well, Serve Stair, she lives beside an ocean, so it's a metaphorical for her. So I started getting into that storyline because in the event that Olivia Rodrigo does not want to entertain the idea of getting with me because she doesn't like Molly or ecstasy, and then when you watch this video, you're going to learn the true nature of spiritual warfare, and you're going to be like, that's only one piece of the baggage. And if you can't even deal with this particular video here I created for everyone, I'm pretty certain you're not going to be able to step up to the plate as the mother of all creation. So that's where I'm at. But in this particular video here, Olivia, when you watch Pretty in Pink, the guy says, would it be better if I asked you to prom? So I'm telling the story here because I know that this guy here, he asked you to prom. He's just a regular Joe Blow off the street, and he asked you to prom. And you said, give me your number. So in this video here, when the guy asked Molly Ringwald to the prom, it's metaphorical for me saying, well, is it better if I ask you to the prom? Would you go out with me if I asked you to the prom? Like this character here. So when you watch that, that's what that represents. Me, my spirit, asking you to go to the prom, Olivia, through this video here, Molly Ringwald, Pretty in Pink, which the name Molly is connected to, oops, maybe I'll play it because I'm teaching.
So I bought this bag for about $7. Bell pepper, 2 cucumbers, and a couple of tomatoes.
I know I could get away with something if it's a teaching format, as long as I don't talk over the whole thing. So I'm going to show you the particular scene so you can get a gist of what's going on, because I'm teaching about this particular thing. I shouldn't get a copyright strike.
I love this woman. I love this woman.
That's me. I've fallen for you. The concept of being with you. So that's a representation of me. I'm sitting here in my bed, like talking to myself about, trying to make Olivia Rodrigo the new mother of all creation.
And I have to tell her. And if...
How do I tell her? Well, I make these videos at some point in time. I don't know when. I'm going to go viral sometime. In the not so distant future. So everyone's going to be watching these videos. And you're going to be watching these on my YouTube. So you'll see this video at some point in time, Olivia.
She laughs. She laughs.
You laugh at me, you laugh at me, right? So this is the scene here. So that's Molly there.
It makes it easier to bear. Feel any better if I asked you to the prom?
So that's the scene there. You wouldn't know that that's about you or about me asking you out right now on this particular phone saying, would it feel better if I asked you to the prom like that other guy? Yeah, here. No? That's what it means. But you wouldn't know that, because that's why I got to make these videos to open up everybody's third eyes. So that particular thing there led into the one ghost here goodbye. So when he's saying goodbye to Molly, it's a representation of me saying goodbye to you. Because I've already explained to Jaden. It's like I've moved on from that because I don't want to come between her and her family, and I was totally prepared to go towards you, because the other ladies that I've been told in the community, they're not going to fess up to the potential crushes that they had, and they're not going to seek me out. So the story that I've been told about Leia is that she has a boyfriend, and that she's going to choose the boyfriend and not me. But the video I've just learned now is that she doesn't have a boyfriend, which kind of changes the odds, because if she doesn't have a boyfriend and she's, pure, then that means that I would entertain the idea of being with her because of her purity. Whereas, Olivia Rodrigo, she's, all pretty pure too. Like she's, had 4 boyfriends. That's not too bad. But for me, it would be about entertaining the concept of Leia. But as I said before, I don't know what's going on with her. I don't even know if that story is true, because ultimately, evil could be getting me to try to get with Leia, and there's absolutely nothing there at all. Like no crush, nothing is zero nonsense, and so that I don't get with Olivia, and that's what's really frustrating, because here I thought I was enjoying my story, and then all of a sudden this clue pops up, and I'm like, now I gotta go back over here because I don't want to break this girl's heart in the event that she did have a crush on me, like Jaden, and I don't know, and that's where I'm getting very frustrated. So anyway, in my story here I said nobody puts a baby in the corner. I pulled out Sir Stair because that's who's one of the future prospects. So. In this video here, it's a plane ride from Owen Sound over to Killarney. Okay, so in the plane ride, they fly over Flower Pot Island.
Introducing Gemini in Gmail, AI that thoughtfully summarizes conversations and helps craft professional.
Home is wherever I'm with you, man. I could choose anybody on this planet that I want. And right now, I really want Olivia. But I do not want to break Leia's heart in the event that there's any inkling of truth to what, I've been saying on my videos here. And I don't know Leia. I don't know. So when I seen that thing fly over Flower Pot Island, I know that you smoke weed. So that pot represents weed. So Leia smokes weed. The flower it's like a representation of purity, like a virginity, right? So instantly I knew what was being conveyed there, and that that's who I should be choosing because of the purity of it. And not to mention, if the story is true, then I don't want to hurt your feelings. In other words, I don't, because if you see me run off with Olivia Rodrigo and you had feelings for me because you developed a crush, that would bug me. So I got to make sure I'm doing the right thing by you. So that particular thing there, that's what that means. And I don't know. This here could be a trick. You could, you could be, you could how do I put it? You could be dating somebody. It's just another trick to throw me off my joyride that I'm having with Olivia behind the scenes here. So I'm frustrated. So I better make a video, man, because of how frustrating this is. I'll go to find somebody to put it back on track for me and Olivia because I just got out of a relationship. Now I'm trying to get in another one, but now I'm not gonna how do you put it? How do I put this? I was gonna make up my own map, but you see this island over here? This one here. It's Okay, so that's called the Bear's Rump Island. Okay, so I'm Bear Clan, but a rump is an ass, right? So, and bears can they could also they can crap, right? So that bear also is a representation of Jaden, right? Like for all I know, she might be perfectly fine with bringing the baby over here and coming with me. I don't know, Jaden, but that bear represents you, potentially, being okay with exiting the relationship, and I don't want to toss that out either, because that's what's going on. And when I have to do my investigation, 50% of the stuff I'm told is lies. The other 50% is truth. And when I'm trying to put the story together, man, do I ever tell a lot of lies. Or they get me to tell a lot of lies. And I can't tell what the truth is. So right now, by looking at that, I can't tell if that means that the story about Leia is a lie, because bear's rump means bear's ass, bear's asshole, or bear's bullshit, in other words, right? Meaning that story about Leia being a virgin is bullshit, right? And the pot, right? Meaning she may not have like a how do I put it a crush at all because of the movie Castaway. In Castaway, he gets stranded on an island, and he comes back and he delivers like a package to a lady, and he's stuck at a crossroads, right? So it's a representation of both ladies casting me away, is what it also means. So what am I to do? Obviously, if they're gonna cast me away, well then I should be refocusing on Olivia. So I remember I told you I'd find a way out for us, girl. There it is. So sometimes I get frustrated, but that's what it means. And I don't know what it can mean that I'm casting away. I'm casting both of these ladies away to get with Olivia. That's also what it means. I'm casting them away to make myself happy because, I'm tired of being heartbroken over here. Or they're going to cast me away for whatever reason. So I'm no better off now than I was earlier. Which sucks. So that's what started this. The story about Leia. So I put on Supergirl here because on this trailer here, it talks about your story, right? So
at Wayfair, we bring style to every get-together. Oh, they brought wings.
You mean these wingback chairs?
I was sent to Earth when my planet Krypton was dying.
I feel like I've heard this story before.
So when she says that, I use this trailer a lot in my stories back here. I don't know how many times I've used it there, but it's about you. So when he hears it,
This is my story.
so this is Leia's story. That's what she actually means. Then these are the two guys here. So one guy is a representation of me. Right? One is a representation of me, and one is your boyfriend. Okay? That's where I proposed the theory that if you have a boyfriend, you're going to want to stick with him, because if that's your first love is a very hard thing to let go of. As the same with Jaden and Sean. That's why it's very hard for me to just waltz straight in there and think I could take his position over, because she had some little crush on me, as a young girl. If she had that crush, even at all, because I don't know if that's the case. So if none of you have had a crush on me, it would be nice to have that information so that I could make my life happy and go chase Olivia Rodrigo down. So that's what that represents. You have a boyfriend. But the Flower Pot Island means you don't have one. Meaning you still have your flower intact. However, if this guy, is your boyfriend, it can mean the opposite. Kind of like you've been deflowered because of what Flower Pot Island looks like. If you've ever seen Flower Pot Island, I used it on here somewhere. Let's see, way up here. Yeah, so that's Flower Pot Island. It's a representation of a penis, right? So I can't tell, heads or tails of what's going on, and that's the frustrating part. So my instinct is telling me that you have a boyfriend. Flower Pot Island means that you've been deflowered by that boyfriend because of what that looks like. I'm going to go with that you have a boyfriend, he's your first love, and that you've had sex and you've been deflowered, in other words. And the association of the islands means castaway, like me. I'm being cast away because of your boyfriend, the same way that Jaden is casting me away because of her first boyfriend. So that's what I'm going to go with. And if I'm wrong, please forgive me. You have to get a hold of me. If there's any mistakes in my stories. So I told you, Olivia, I'd try to find a way out for us. That's the way out. I don't give up that easy, man. But I was crying around behind the scenes because I don't want to break Leia's heart, man. So in my movie here that you'll see later, I asked for a divorce. So that's what I did. I said, okay, I got a divorce of Olivia. We're not even married, right? So, but in the back behind the scenes here, right? I'm doing my best to create a good movie for you guys. So that's what the divorce thing is about. Because then I went back over here to Coldplay, because Coldplay is about you, Leia, because your skin and bones turning into something beautiful, right? And then if you look up Time After Time, it's a representation of me leaving you behind. Because she says that in the song, of being left behind. So Brenda Lee here, she says, I'm sorry. So I played that song, I'm sorry, because of, see that when they're up the stakes. So once I seen that Flower Pot Island, I was like, whoa, oh man, she might be a virgin. I might be breaking her heart if she had a crush on me. By choosing to chase down Olivia, because the clues that I have for Olivia, there's a lot of clues there, but I don't know if they're from the bad side of creation, trying to force me to go over there and leave this young girl behind here with a broken heart, because that's off of Billie Jean, right? It's like don't go around breaking young girls' hearts. So I put up the stakes on, because if you're pure, because you have your flower intact, that's something special, right? So it's something that the other contestants don't have, I should say. They've given their flowers away, in other words. So, so you see that cat? That's Jaden. And the girl texting on the thing with the glasses, that's you, Leia. Because you wore glasses. That's you, okay? And you see the pumpkins? Pumpkins means pump family or make love with family. Pumpkins. So I'm being directed to, make love with you because that's you. That girl has glasses on, and I'm supposed to pump my kins. And more fourth cousins. So that's a clue. Almost telling me that, hey, don't go chasing down Olivia Rodrigo, man. You'll break that young girl's heart. So I don't know what to think, man. And it's frustrating. So he comes up here, he picks this flower. The flower is a representation of it's connected to Olivia Rodrigo because she has she did a song for the Ballad of Snakes and Birds, or that actress on there, she gets a flower in her ear and she gives a rose. So the rose is metaphorical for Olivia. However, that rose can be metaphorical for you as well through the flower pot island because it's a flower. And because it's white, it represents spirituality or all the colors of the visible light spectrum. So, when he sniffs it, it's just basically, but I just told you, purity, right? That's, to me, that means a lot, right? Because, I'm gonna put it on. If we're gonna create forever memories, I'd rather create forever memories with somebody who would be their first time with me, and it would be the first time forever. It'd be like most girls, they give away their flowers, and they end up dating a couple guys, and next thing they that carries on. But if you have the flower world, then it's like you'd have that memory forever. You have the comfort of knowing that this guy that I'm going to get with, I'm going to get with that guy forever. That type of deal, right? Whereas individually, they don't have that. So that's what the flower is a representation of. I'm not. All the things I should have said. So that's me. I'm telling you, Leia, all the things that I should have said. Because if I don't make this video and I pursue Olivia, without checking you to make sure that I'm not going to hurt your feelings, I could make a mistake and hurt you forever, and that's something I don't want to do, Leia, or Jaden, because I don't know what's really going on in that relationship or how it's going to play out. Because I don't want to hurt her feelings either. The flower, because it's open, it's a representation of not virginity, because the flower is open. Usually when it's closed, it's a representation of virginity. But because it's open, it's a representation of Jaden as well. And I don't know what her thoughts are on this whole issue. Like, she could hear me be talking about in my previous videos, I said, my heart's being torn in all different directions, Jaden, and I'm starting to fall out of love with you. And now all of a sudden you get to these videos, like, what the hell? That guy's in love with Olivia Rodrigo? Now he's in love with Leia. What about me? I don't know what's going on in your head, Jaden, but things are moving fast over here for me. And I don't know what your position on the matter is. Because, like I said, the information I learned here, 50% of it is lies and 50% of it is truth. And it's up to me to try to figure out, based on the lies and truth, of what I think is, a logical story. So what's more logical? That I'm being fed lies so that I'll pursue other girls and leave you in the dust? Yeah, I would think that, Jaden. That's what I would think. But make him think that she's in love with the guy over there, and then we'll force feed him this and that, so he'll just leave her behind, and then he'll make some stories up, and then he'll break her heart, and she'll get mad at him and say, well, screw that guy then, man. I'm going to stay with you, Sean. That guy's an asshole, man. He'll dump me like a hot potato, you know, that type of deal, right? Because now my choice to go chase down Olivia has now impacting Sean and his story. 'Cause what if Sean had these big hopes up to get with Camila Cabello and you had these big hopes up to get with me because the story is in the book and then all of a sudden that gets shattered, you know, because my choice to go the opposite direction. So I need to know what's going on in your people's heads, in other words, so that I can make a decision for myself. So, like I said, forget all the things I should have said, right? So, I've spilled my information. Now I need to know what you guys think about what I'm telling you here. I don't want to leave anybody behind, you know. But I'm on my way. I'm pursuing this Olivia thing, and if you're not in agreement with that because of whatever reason, you need to let me know. So if you don't say anything, you're gonna have to live with that forever. Is what I'm telling you. So. So, what he's talking about there is the spiritual warfare that I wage behind the closed doors. I can't take any more of the spiritual warfare. So it's weighing heavy, you know, it bugs me. However, what it also means is I can't take any more of this, man, because when I went down this road, I thought I was focused on Jada, and that was it. But then telling my stories back here, I'm learning a lot more information, such as, you know, in the event that she doesn't want to get with me, well, then that's what the Miss Universe contest is about, right? So now I'm being ripped in all sorts of different directions, and I can't take any more of it. I can't take any more of this. I can't, man. It's I don't know. It's frustrating. It's breaking my heart. How many times I cried during my movie back here. So, yes, here as a representation of you, Jaden, potentially being left behind because of whatever reason, right? But now I'm using that as for Leia's story because of the Flower Pot Island and the potential storyline that perhaps she, you know, has her purity intact. But with the way the flower pot, the way the rock formation is, it you know, it looks like a penis, right? So I don't know. It's I don't know where to go, but so he says, but I know I'll do the right thing if the right thing is revealed. So that's a representation of me discovering that flower pot island clue while flying across her in the plane. And instantly everything clicked because it's like, okay, flower pot island, virginity, purity. Perhaps, you know, I should relook at Leia. So that's what that represents, Leia. But I know I'll do the right thing if the right thing is revealed. So I didn't know the story I've been told is that you're dating somebody and you don't give two shits about me. So if that's not the case, you need to speak now. So I'm speaking, you know, my truth so that I can, you know, get with you because I'll know I'll do the right thing if the right thing is revealed because I don't want to, you know, chase down Olivia Rodrigo if you have, you know, if you've carried something for me, like a crush, like I've been saying, and you want to pursue that, but you're probably worried about what the world will think, or you'll think about this or that, right? So, yeah, if there's any truth to it, you just gotta not worry about what people think about, the baggage that you have to carry. So that's the story I'm telling behind here, in the short form. It's like, I'll know I'll do the right thing if the right thing is revealed. But as I just said, now I made it work out for me and Olivia, because that's where I'm at. I'm leaving everybody behind here. It's like, whatever, man. I'm moving on over there. But you have to stop me if you want to, correct the issue. So I don't know if I think I touched on that storyline already. Where is this one? Oh, it's way down there. Sometimes my stuff gets deleted on here, man. Anyhow, I was trying to talk about the notebook, right? Like, I know I did it. I don't know if I did it on my, the video previous. I think it might be the video I've already done, but, I'll do another quick recap. So, as I said before, Beauty and the Beast here, right? That's about you getting that book, right? So the book there, Leia, that's the book I gave you, right? So Beauty and the Beast is about, Leia and the Beast, or Leia and Anthony. That's what it subliminally means through that book, because he says you're so far ahead of your time. So you take that and you combine it with the notebook, because that's what that stack of papers was that I gave you. It's a book, but in note form, right? So from that perspective, the notebook is about you and I, which means those characters are about you and I, because I gave you that book, and you're the only one on planet Earth that has my story in advance of everyone else knowing about it. So the character here is about you and I. But if there's an argument here between two guys, it would reflect that you have a boyfriend. So what's a man to do? So in my stories, I talk about a teenager in love, right? So I use this here because in my stories, because it's a representation of you being in love, right? Teen angel, but it means you're like an angel, right? But so what was the other one? Oh yeah, I talked about the length of the paper. Like the paper is called legal size for me, and then I connected that to Inception. So all those clues, there's a little bit of clues there indicating that, you potentially could be a mother creator, but that's all hinging on that crush story. And that's where evil could be just lying, right? For all I know. So the reason why I made this video is because it's very frustrating for me to, try to find a soulmate, man. Right now, I'm focused on Olivia Rodrigo. This is my number one priority. But I don't hope those clues are 50% evil, man. But anyways, I'm having fun falling in love with the thought of being in love with her, and I'm going to continue to pursue that avenue, ladies, unless you want to stop me and let me know that maybe you have some secrets that you might want to, reveal and say, oh, yeah, we had a crush on him. So you got to let me know. Otherwise, you'll be like that guy in that video, forget all the things I should have said. You'll see me walking around with Olivia forever. Unless she drops the ball because of the mollies, because you can't get over the story about me doing the molly. Because if that's the case, watch out. Surf Stare up to, she'll step up to the plate. Because nobody puts Surf Stare in the corner. The evidence that I've been perceived with is that she's okay with what I did here, right? So I might as well show you one of her quick videos. Boy, well, I'm out at Surf Stare because now that your name has been tossed into the ring, you'll be like, what's he talking about? So I want to show you this one here, all right? So. So, do you hear how that sounded? Okay. So when you take that and then you add it to this flight one here.
Time to save wherever we can. We tried a different detergent. Seemed like a good deal.
It was not. The detergent was so watered down it left our clothes with stains and dinge.
My favorite shirt became my PJs. We're back with Tide.
With double the cleaning ingredients, you get more clean in every drop. It's got to be Tide. Jungle through the dark, girl, I never loved one like.
So that's the way they say that, it's very similar to Surf Stairs here. So do you see how her voice comes in? So how that comes in, it's the same as hers. So that clue there, when I seen that video, I remembered this video. I thought, okay, I'll tell a story about this one because this is about Surf Stare. This is about you and I. Killarney is it's a little town across the lake here. So there's this bay here. This is called Georgian Bay. Okay, so the plane it flies over to that town, Killarney. Where is it?
I'm alone with you.
Yeah. So it'll land in that town, Killarney. Okay. So if you want to look up that video, Stare, okay, the majestic flight over Killarney. What that's about is Michael Bublé. Because when he did his video here out on the West Coast, there's a town there called Killarney. The two towns are different, totally different. So this here was filmed on the West Coast. This video that I just showed you with the plane, that's over here on the East Coast. So, but there's a Killarney market there. So that Killarney market there is connected to the town over here in the video that I'm playing. So the song here, Haven't Met You Yet, Right there. So that's his wife. So that the actress that played his girlfriend in the video, he fell in love with that actress and he married her. So those two are married. She was just an actress to come on the set, but he actually got to know her and he married her. So that's now his real wife. The song "Haven't Met You Yet" is about me not meeting Stair, as well as the new mother of all creation. So the song is about me and you getting together at some point in time, Stair. In the event that everyone on planet Earth shoots me down and I need a wife to procreate with, then you're ones that's going to be stepping up to the plate. So that's what "Haven't Met You Yet" is about. It's about you and I. Through the association of Killarney, there's a song there. That song, "Haven't Met You Yet." So through the association of Killarney, and your video here, "Never Giving Up," meaning you're never going to give up, pursuing me and making yourself the new mother of all creation. So it's almost like a sure thing. That's what I'm trying to say, people, with this one. So, the other stories I was told, I don't know if you guys know what her name really means. So, Stair, it means star. Okay? So, that star there, okay, it's connected to Stardust. Okay? But you wouldn't know. So, Stardust here. Okay? So, Stardust.
Excuse me, have you seen a fallen star anywhere? We're in a crater. This must be where it fell.
Yeah, this is where I fell.
You're the star.
So, Stair is the star.
You're the star?
The star of what? She's the star from A Star Is Born. That's what her name means. When you connect it to the Stardust. You're the star? Yeah, I'm the star. So, this is what I typically do here for Mother Jaden behind the scenes. There's a conversation going on here. So when I'm making the movie, Jaden, what I usually do is
I just don't feel comfortable.
Why don't you feel comfortable? Oh, perhaps you don't like hanging around with a person who waged spiritual warfare to save everyone's lives. That's basically what's going on there, right?
When you feel comfortable.
Almost every single person has told me they like the way I sound.
Yeah, that's me. I like the way Anthony sounds. He sounds awesome. I just hate the way he waged spiritual warfare. I hate it. I just can't get past it. That's what it means.
But that they didn't like the way I look.
They don't like the way I look.
I think you're beautiful.
So that's me telling you I think you're beautiful, Jaden. But because I'm talking about Sir Stair, I now have to switch that. And I'm falling in love with her, Jaden. And I'm falling in love with Olivia Rodrigo. I'm falling in love with Leia. Every person that's on my show, I'm falling in love with.
Hey,
What?
I just want to take another look at you.
So that's usually what happens, right? Then I'll go to one of your I'll go to your video. And then I'll click it. Right?
Or PS4 or something.
And then that's what I do behind the scenes here. And I've stopped doing that now. Because now I'm doing it the other way.
Hey,
What?
I just want to take another look at you.
I'll do that, because now when you're watching the movie here, behind the scenes, you'll know that it's about, I want to take another look at Surf Stair.
In all the good times I find.
All the good times I find myself longing for change. Meaning, I was happy for the past 8 years chasing down this girl, but I'm being told she doesn't want anything to do with me. So now I'm falling out of love with her, and I'm looking at other avenues.
Myself longing for change.
Yeah. Stair is the star. You're the star. Yeah, you're the star. I don't know if you know that how Stair is pronounced. But it's pronounced like a stair, like a stairway.
Stair. A star.
Yeah.
Obsolete Chaucer.
So stair is a stairway to heaven. Okay, so I'm going to be building a star way to heaven with stair. That's what the song means. It's about me getting with that blonde girl from the Netherlands, Stair, who is going to become a star very shortly because nobody wants to get with me except her. So I'll be building a stairway to heaven with her in the event that Olivia shoots me down out of the air. So that was one more video here of Surf Stair. Where's this one? It's this one here. So, you see here how she's running on there, and then there's the sunlight's over there. Right there. So, the way her hand is here, there's a connection to that ray of light, and her hand touching that sun up there. Okay. So that's connected to Man of Steel. And this one.
The corrupt are going to see. The dead have got something to say. And I'm saying it.
Scared.
The Bride. March 6th. New trailer online now.
Be there for big moments, even when you're not. Send money home with Remitly.
My father believed.
Yeah. Now, best thing can be go 2 ways. When he says, my father believed,
The world found out who I really was.
my father, Anthony, believed if the world found out who I really was, the invisible man, that they'd reject me. That's what he's actually talking about there in the particular thing. But because he likes to pretend he's the father and come over here as some Caucasian guy, pretending with a wife, pretending to be the ruler of everything, he's going to come here and proclaim himself to be the father. Which means then it becomes a different story about me.
They reject me. Out of fear.
Why would they reject me out of fear? Well, because they don't like the spiritual warfare that I did here, because people just don't understand things that they cannot grasp or comprehend because it's something new to them. So they fear the unknown. Like despite being 100% honest with what the hell I did in here, they still fear it. They reject it because they cannot separate the two. They can't go, I'm a police officer investigating something, man, and when I put on that crystal meth cap, that makes me a police officer, allows me to do the work so that I can get the work done. But once I've done that crystal meth and I'm off that shit, I'm the exact same Anthony I've always been and always have been, and always will be. Don't associate me with what the hell I did in that bedroom when I'm not on that goddamn stuff, because that stuff turns me into the investigator I need to be. But, you know, morons out there just can't seem to comprehend that. That's I am right here, right now. I'm Anthony Oliver Coggy, the same goddamn person I've been my entire fucking life. But when I'm on that stuff, I'm a police officer, bringing down a bunch of goddamn idiots, man. So remember that. Don't be scared of what I did here to save your asses.
Because he was convinced that I had to wait. That the world...
That's, you know, a reflection of my inner child. When you disrespect me, you're disrespecting my inner child.
was not ready.
I can't stand to fly.
So...
to be me.
That's my spiritual warfare, okay? And because it's connecting to the sun, stare, that's how I know if everyone fails the, you know, this game of life. I'll build a stairway to heaven with you, if you'd like.